I found out I was pregnant, I was dancing in a men's club and staying with other girls that were dancing in a men's club.
I wasn't really living, I was existing. I was homeless and very broken. I found out I was pregnant.
I was out on the streets, was with an abusive boyfriend, had just got into a fight with him when I found out I was like 4 months pregnant. Went to the battered women's shelter.
I was a single mom. I had a 2 and a 3-year-old, and I got pregnant, and I was really very devastated. I didn't know what to do. I thought if I didn't have 2 children, I probably would have taken my life. I'm just thought, I don't know, how am I going to handle this? What am I going to do? Just really confused and upset.
It wasn't a life. It was void of everything that makes a life. You know, there was no joy. There was nothing but pain and emptiness and shame.
Well, when I first found out I was pregnant with my son, I was about probably 5 weeks along. And I figured I could just go ahead and stay at mom's, that everyone's had babies at mom's house. And I started realizing, taking an evaluation of my life, going, okay, all my friends party, my family does drugs still. There's not an environment you want to raise a child in.
I found out I was pregnant and I didn't like where I was. I wanted to be better. I wanted to have something to offer this baby, and I didn't have anything. And I knew I needed help, but I knew that I needed the right kind of help.
You know, I don't fool myself into thinking that everybody's responsible for what I've done, you know, but I was just completely broken before I got here.
I was basically a street person. I had been for years on drugs and in and out of households, many men. I lived a horrible life. Had been to prison 3 times before I was 31.
My parents actually got divorced because of their spiritual beliefs. My dad was in a cult and my mom was an atheist. They were both alcoholics and drug addicts. My dad was practicing, my mom was in recovery most of my life. And so my dad passed away when I was 13, and that was when my drug and alcohol use started.
Seeing the girls grow in all areas. If they haven't gotten their GED, then they get their GED. If they, you know, are not Christians, I do hope that they become Christians by the time they leave here. Just seeing them mature to become what God wants them to be, that's the ultimate. And it excites me a lot. It really does. So. And I had to let go of myself. I had to let go of the desires that I had that only the world could offer, you know, and I had to be in reality, which I wasn't used to that, because I did everything I could possibly do to numb myself and make me feel like I was in another world. And reality is not an easy thing to deal with. And it was hard at first, but everybody here is so loving. They love you. They love you even though you don't deserve it. And they don't see you for your past. They see you for what you're going to become.
It showed me back to the path I should have been on a long time ago. It has brought me closer to God, and through that I know that there's nothing that I can't do. I have faith that I didn't have before, And that makes me stronger in the decisions I make and the steps that I wake up every day to take.
Guess my life has changed from that. Looking at the beginning of it when I was so devastated, and then looking back at it, how God had a plan through that whole thing, how that all worked out, and then the outcome of it has really changed my life, and it makes me think. It makes me want to go out and help, you know, people and tell them, you know, this having a baby, you know, can change lives, and, you know, give a gift to somebody that they think they can never have, instead of thinking you can't have this baby, you know, that there are, you know, other decisions, there are other things you can do, and there's people there to help you. And because that's something that I was faced with, you know, and I understand that, and it's really awesome just basically to see how God worked it all out.
So I came here open and receptive, but very rebellious at the same time. And what won me over was just the unconditional love. I got here, and no matter what I did or said or refused to do or say, they loved me, and they loved my child, and they loved my decision, you know, whichever.
Well, they helped me to trust myself, first of all, and that's a really big thing, because my self-esteem was like underground. It didn't exist, and I had a hard time holding my head up, you know, and meeting strangers' eyes, and that's slowly fading away. You know, I walk out the door and I see people, and I mean, church, that's a #1 example. I love that, you know, because I used to be scared of people that would walk up to you and, you know, have this big happy smile and this happy peaceful look about them, and they just wanted to make you welcome. They wanted to make you smile, you know, and they scared me. I thought they were on drugs or something. But I'm not intimidated by them. Now I feel maybe just a little bit of what they feel. I know part of their secret, you know, and I like that. One day I'll be scaring somebody like that too.
You have seen some powerful and amazing testimonies of what God is doing. It isn't an incredible staff. It isn't an amazing training that happens that causes all this to happen. It's about God's arm reaching down into the hearts of these girls who submit themselves to being loved unconditionally and to God's authority and saying, God, what do you want to do in my life? And that's when the transformation takes place. We watch a girl come in thinking, oh man, I don't know, this is a tough one. And we watch her blossom into this amazing new woman that God has always destined her to be.